Well, I'm Evan.
And I'm Kayla Gaffney.
You all knew tonight was going to come eventually. You all knew it was going to happen. Tonight's episode is about Doctor Who. So yeah, what is Doctor Who?
The greatest show ever.
It is the greatest show ever. I think next year is actually its 50th anniversary show.
40th. 50th.
50th.
Sorry.
She's an amateur.
I am. A month.
And what Doctor Who is this alien who's hundreds of years old, but looks young most of the time. Recently he's looked young. When he first started out, he looked old. And as he goes, as he gets older, as he dies, he turns into another person, kind of.
Regeneration.
Regeneration. Yeah. It's cool. Anyway.
Bow ties.
Bow ties are cool. Anyway, so, what the Doctor does is he has a time machine that can also jump to other places.
Anywhere
it's a
in the
time and
universe.
Space machine, yeah.
Time and relative dimension in space. Or tethered aerial
Okay,
release
they
style.
don't know what that means.
Sorry. That's what
And
it
so
is, though.
the TARDIS stands for time and relative dimension in space. That's what it stands for. It came about later. Anyway, so the Doctor goes around time and space fixing things that happened. And he's really nice. He never kills anyone. He never does drugs.
Or black magics.
And, yeah. He's really cool.
He's very cool.
If you guys have seen Quantum Leap, it's kind of like that. It's a lot like Quantum Leap.
It's very cool.
It's cool.
Like fezzes.
Anyway. So there have been 12 Doctors. 12 people that have played the Doctor. She probably is like, no, there's only 11, but there have been 12.
Little did I know.
Yeah. So, we're going to talk about our favorite Doctors. No, I'll tell you about the 12th Doctor first. Okay, so there's what I like to call the 0th Doctor. The 0th Doctor was played in 2 movies that happened in, like, the 60s. He's like, the actor that played the 0th Doctor was, like, Darth Vader's right-hand man on the Death Star. That actor, he plays the Doctor. Yeah, I think his name is like Peter Cushing or something like that. Go look it up. It's great fun. And the reason that he's the 0th Doctor is because the Doctor has a granddaughter named Susan Foreman. Did you know that?
I did not know that.
Yeah. His first companion was his granddaughter. And we first see Susan with the Doctor in the first episode of Doctor Who ever, and she was in her 20s then. But in the movie, Susan is like 10 years old, which would infer that the Doctor has regenerated by the time that Susan is in her 20s.
That is fascinating.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That is something I did not know.
Yep. You know what the Doctor did to his granddaughter?
No idea.
How she got off the show or stopped traveling with the Doctor is he left her on a planet. Dropped her off.
At a gas station?
Left her. I want to say it was deserted too, but I don't know for sure.
Good old fun, I guess.
He's not a good grandpa.
His morals are iffy sometimes. It's part of the show. You need to watch him.
Anyway, what is your favorite Doctor?
Okay, not to be mainstream or anything here, but David Tennant.
Why do you like the mainstream man?
Okay, so I've only watched from 2005 on. Haven't got to the 1963 episodes yet. And from Chris Eccleston, Matt Smith, and David Tennant, it's just, I feel the most Doctor-esque is David Tennant. Like, Matt Smith's fantastic. He's incredible. I love him. But
The fridge!
The fridge. But anyway, the most Doctor-esque Doctor is David Tennant. That's the one I feel most at home with. I don't get the same feeling from Matt Smith or Chris Eccleston. Although they're both fantastic. Also, Matt Smith's humor is great, so I like his best. Just thought I'd throw that in there.
For a long time, my favorite Doctor was the Fourth Doctor. Any of you who know me in real life, which is all of you, know that I wear a really long scarf during the winter. That is actually a replica of the Fourth Doctor's scarf.
Tom Baker, right?
Tom Baker.
Tom Baker.
Indeed. Yeah, so he's one of my favorites. Before David Tennant, he was kind of like the general consensus of he is the best Doctor.
He's still one of them. They took a survey, and it's like David Tennant, and then Tom Baker, and then Matt Smith, which is stupid because Matt Smith is, in my opinion, not one of the top 3. Although I've only seen 3.
Where would you put Matt Smith then?
4 or 5.
Who is third then? And fourth?
I just know there's a better Doctor out there because there have been 10 of them I haven't seen.
Yeah. You haven't watched any of the old ones.
I haven't had the time. I'm trying to fit them all in before next Saturday.
So imagine people who can't act. And they put it on a TV show. In the 60s. That was Doctor Who.
Oh, alright then. It's because they had no funding?
And it was just awful. TV shows were like, there's a monster!
Oh no!
Yeah, and the funding was crap. There's one Tom Baker episode where the monster is literally bubble wrap. It's supposed to be this slug thing that goes and infects people and turns them into flies. And that slug thing was made out of bubble wrap.
Was it green bubble wrap?
It was green bubble wrap.
Alright then.
Bubble wrap.
And yet they still pulled it off for upcoming 50 years?
Bubble wrap.
Did it pop in the middle of like some scary part? That would be funny.
I don't know. Anyway, my favorite Doctor is Matt Smith. His humor is very similar to my humor, and I really like it because they'll be like, "Are you a dad, Doctor?" And he'll be like, "Yes." Yes, blah 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 blah, and he's actually talking to somebody else, and you're like, "Oh, you troll!" And I do that same kind of thing, and I really like it.
I can vouch for that. Evan is a troll.
Yeah.
Matt Smith is very funny. I have this theory that if you put Chris Eccleston's body with David Tennant's face, Matt Smith's humor, and then proportion it all out, you would have the ultimate Doctor. And put a scarf on him. Because Tom Baker has a cool scarf.
So, there's lots of bad guys in Doctor Who. What's your favorite?
You know, I've thought about this, and it's very hard, so I'm just going to go classic on this one. Either like the Daleks or the Master, just because they're the most prominent.
I thought you were going to say Weeping Angels, because that's nearly everyone's favorite.
Nope. They were scary, but I was kind of disappointed in the episodes because I've heard so much about them. And so it was like kind of almost a letdown because everyone's like, "Oh my gosh, Weeping Angels!" Although my mom does collect angel statues, so it was scary for a little bit after I watched them.
A little background for my favorite villain, okay? So I'm gonna teach you guys about the Time War.
Yay!
So the Doctor comes from a planet called Gallifrey, and the Gallifreyans have this title called Time Lord. It's kind of like how you earn Professor or Doctor or something like that. And you have to go to school for hundreds of years to become a Time Lord. The Time Lords have this policy of non-interference with the rest of the universe. They don't go and time travel and interfere like the Doctor does. The Doctor is considered a very renegade-y person, like Gallifrey's Most Wanted kind of thing. And yeah, the Gallifreyans, non-interference, they only wanted to deal with themselves. So, you know, the Doctor went around and he was like, "Screw you, Gallifreyans," and eventually, he caught wind that there was going to be a time war that would pretty much destroy the entire universe.
Dun dun dun.
And it would have been against the Daleks that I think by that time he had seen. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Anyway. And the Daleks are these, like, garbage can looking things that have a plunger and, like, this ray gun thing. They're terrifying.
Words. They really are.
Anyway, so...
No compassion whatsoever.
The Gallifreyans got to the point of which they were savage, pretty much. They had all this technology, but they were ready to kill anything to, like, keep their policy and keep their culture alive, which was ridiculous because it would have stayed alive anyway. So the Doctor heard of this time war that was coming, and he tried to prevent it. But in doing so, he caused the time war. Twice.
Good old Doctor.
So, yeah. He was responsible for, by proxy, trillions of deaths. And the destruction of his home planet. So, I don't know. They scarred the Doctor so bad that they're pretty much a villain. I mean...
They're a corrupt nation, if you call it a nation.
Yeah. When you see Christopher Eccleston, he's like a really broken kind of Doctor. Because Christopher Eccleston's the 9th Doctor, he had just gotten back from the Time War. Like, in the first episode, he's like, look at my ears. And that's because he hadn't seen his regeneration yet. It was that fresh. And...
he wasn't as forgiving as Christopher Eccleston, and that's when the companion Rose comes in and helps to heal him from all this pain.
And he had also, like, had a whole bunch of hardships already after the Time War. He had JFK. He couldn't save JFK. He couldn't save a village from destruction. And a whole bunch of other things. So he was a broken man. He was ready to give up, kind of thing. And the Time Lords did that to him. The Time Lords are really the only people that have made him so broken. His hatred towards the Daleks is practically the same hatred towards the Time Lords.
It's very
but
sad.
yeah. Most people, this is too deep for most Doctor Whovians because I'm not a common Whovian. Anyway, what are some things that you're looking forward to in the next season?
Well, the shipping off of Rory and Amy Pond.
Yeah, the Ponds are finally leaving.
Yay!
They have overstayed their welcome.
I mean, seriously, if Rose Tyler, in my opinion, the best companion, had to leave, they need to leave.
Captain Jack is my favorite.
Captain Jack is actually very good. I probably should have thought of him. I wasn't even thinking. But Captain Jack's pretty good, too.
Yeah.
But he had to leave, so they have to leave.
They're thinking about bringing him back. They would have brought Captain Jack back during the mid-season finale. I know you haven't seen that yet, so I'm not going to spoil it.
I'm getting there.
They would have brought him back. But he was doing the Torchwood movie Miracle Day at the time.
There's a Torchwood movie? Sorry. Don't know these things. I haven't even started Torchwood yet. I'm still on Doctor Who.
You don't shoot kids. You don't shoot kids. Anyway. But yeah.
That's cool.
So, they would have brought him back. They're going to.
Good.
They've said that they're going to.
He's fantastic. He's amazing.
And I've also heard that this next season is going to be very wibbly-wobbly, timey-wimey.
Woo!
A lot of things won't make sense until the end, or things from the past, well, this last season will make sense, because there are a couple of characters we hadn't seen yet, and they were like, oh, the Doctor! And so we get to meet those people now.
Yay.
It's cool.
Ooh, I heard they're shooting a scene in America, or like an episode.
No, that's actually being shot in Spain.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Did it get changed, or was
No.
it a rumor?
It takes place in America, but it was shot in Spain.
Oh,
Yeah.
see, I was confused.
Yeah.
Magazines lie.
That's about all the time we got, so we'll see you tomorrow. Thanks for seeing me fangirl.